Joel Haver just released the 9th movie out of his 12 that he is filming and releasing. I haven't enjoyed all of Joel Haver's films, and ironically, the film hits on the topic of sometimes people don't enjoy these movies, and it's pretty funny. So, a small synopsis. Joel meets with his friends in a cabin in the woods. It's a nice setup for a slasher film. Joel shows his latest film to his friends, and you can see they're all playing along, and some of them get distracted, and others even fall asleep. Joel stares at his film, and you can see the internal turmoil that Joel is facing. Early in the film, most of Joel's friends are nice and playful, but some go into what they think his movies should be, what the movies should look like, what the movies could be if he did something different. Who Joel could be if he changed. Joel constantly tries to tell them that this isn't about that. Making these movies isn't supposed to be something else other than what it is. You can see the internal pain that Joel feels at his friends rejecting his creative work and art. Joel has good friends. I believe that those friends are good because they tell him what they think, and they're honest and open, and they support him all the way, no matter what he chooses. The film takes a dark turn as Joel traps his friends in the cabin and tells them that they now have to make a movie in 48 hours. Also, don't go outside. The friends play along, but don't take it seriously, or perhaps some of them take it too seriously. They start to bargain and beg Joel for a budget so that they can make their dream movie. Eventually, we find out that when someone leaves, they get zapped and disappear. Trent gets decked by one of the other friends in the head and suffers bleeding in his brain, leading to his death. And in the panic, several people try to leave the house, all turning into electrified dust. The remaining friends, who didn't leave, try to calm down and eventually decide to finish the movie. They share some encouraging words and decide that they don't need all the fancy stuff like budget, producers, or technical mumbo-jumbo. They just need to start filming. After they finish filming, the files become corrupted, and they resort to using some jank video files since their time limit is almost up. They finish the film, and Joel returns. They share their apologies to Joel and tell him that they realize now what it takes to make a movie. They realize how much effort he puts into it, and they tell him that his film was very good. Joel dismisses all of this and tells them that their movie sucked. He then proceeds to torture one of the friends in a display of grand godlike powers. Eventually, Joel explains that this was just a petty revenge scheme and that it didn't matter. Nothing mattered, in fact, and he just wanted to torture them all. He turns Trent into a Trent cube. The movie ends. I love the way the film starts by looking like one of Joel's classic shorts he made back in the day, where he was going to start killing off his friends one by one out of frustration. But the movie quickly shifts gears, even making the audience believe that Joel just wanted to be appreciated and he wanted people to see his vision. Ultimately, though, the film discards all of what you thought was true and tells you that it doesn't matter. Not only did the film take me on a roller coaster of expectations, but also denied me the happy ending I thought I wanted, and gave me something much better: deep internal reflection. As an amateur YouTuber, amateur board game designer, and amateur artist, I do my best with what I have, and I try hard to be good at what I do. I expect people to be proud of me, to see the beauty in what I've created, like I see it. I want people to praise me, and I want my work to be noticed and admired. Instead, what I found is that I'm often force-feeding my work onto others because it's expected of them, and what I'm proud of is disregarded or considered mediocre. He showed us what we will feel. He showed us what will happen when we try to make something beautiful, and he even showed us how to overcome all of the hardships along the way. Joel experienced the pain of feeling disapproval, rejection, and exhaustion. He showed what could happen when you listen to the hate, and project after project where you constantly get those kinds of remarks is going to wear you down. Joel's shift in personality and script direction reflects the internal struggle we all face. We cannot force people to appreciate our work, or us, and we can't make them like things that they don't like. Even if we did, it wouldn't matter. They still wouldn't understand, and they still wouldn't appreciate it like how we want them to. It wouldn't feel as good as if they had liked it from the start on their own. Joel goes into a tyrannical tirade and tortures all of his friends, even his best friend, who has never said anything bad to him ever. Joel says to them, Trent Cube, showing the immaturity of our humor and simultaneously giving us exactly what we want as his audience. Classic Joel Haver. He even says that Trent Cube, could be extremely profitable or that it would catch on quickly. In this moment, Joel is giving us something completely new. A fed-up artist who decided to stop trying, who finds out that the low-effort garbage material that he thought wasn't worth anything was probably the most popular content he created. I don't mean that Joel's content is garbage or anything like that. I'm just talking about, in general, YouTube creators or artists. We often discard or think that some of this content we make is trash, and sometimes that trash content turns into our most profitable or most popular content. It's a strange experience, and it's definitely one of the weirdest phenomenon ever. It's a bitter moment when we see Joel give up on caring and giving up on his friends. He then resorts to the simplest solution instead of putting his heart into something. Trent Cube is amazing, that's true. But what was the cost? Humanity, passion, love, joy. Joel has expressed in the past that all he wants is for others to get creative and just start making things, because the only way to get better or to achieve your dreams is to just start putting your work out there. I agree. I've learned so much about myself, my work, and projects because I've made mistakes, and I've made good things and bad things. I couldn't have learned without trying. Sometimes we get lost in the weeds, though, and instead of doing something for our own fulfillment, we start to chase the approval of others. This can tear you apart and turn you into someone you aren't. When we give in to what others think, we start to lose what it is that makes us who we are. We have to decide that none of these opinions matter. What we are doing is for us and our own fulfillment or joy. If we want passion in our work, we have to make something and take a risk that people won't like it or think it's as good as we wanted it to be. I think this movie was significant. Even though it was silly, it struck a significant chord in me and made me think about what I'm doing. Yes, I want people to notice me, but I don't want to listen to what they think, and I want to do things my way. I can't have both without destroying myself and getting torn apart. Instead, I'm offered a choice. I can choose to love what I make or make what they love. Hi. Hi.